So I heard that you want to learn how to put together a fit, but you struggle to see how the pieces in your closet actually fit together. Well, I'm going to be breaking down how all those messy feeling in between and frustrating steps can actually help you put together a fit. So if you feel like you have a wardrobe full of pieces you absolutely love, but you struggle to see how they can work together to really throw a look, keep watching. Hey to all my return viewers who are true to it, not new to it. And if you happen to be new here, I'm Jordan Blackwell, but everybody calls me JB, and I want to help you learn how to serve a fit and really maximize your wardrobe, and I mean your life in general. But we're gonna play dress up today because I think that's the best way to show you the steps that you can take to putting together a fit that's going to serve. Before we get into step one, I want to share the mistake that everyone is making, and that's that they think that they need to start with the aesthetic first, but we know better, right? So step one is actually going to be picking your foundational piece. And you might be thinking to yourself like, Jordan, how am I gonna pick a piece to start off my outfit if I don't know what the vibe is? But the issue with choosing your vibe first is it opens the door for so many possibilities that you end up overwhelmed and you have no place to really focus your attention with where to build your outfit. So I always suggest when you are starting to build your fit is to pick a piece to center your look around, whether that's a jacket, a top, a dress, a good pair of pants. Y'all know I'm standing over good wide leg pants, a fun asymmetric skirt, or even your accessories like a bag or boots. I promise you're gonna thank me later by giving yourself a place to start to build your outfit from. And don't worry, I'm gonna show you a few different looks throughout, but I wanted to basically make the focal point of today's fit this Metamorphosa denim skirt. Here is what it looks like. It's so good on its own, but honestly, feel free to start with something that is simple or what feels maybe easy to approach for you. And a bonus tip, if you wanna get really good at this skill and really fast, go ahead and just start picking stuff out of your closet at random, because that's gonna help you develop really quickly on the fly as you work through these next steps. Two is the fun part that you wanted to start with, and that is really ideating and getting your vibe, right? Do you wanna be professional? Do you want to be off duty? Are you dressing for work? Are you dressing for a night out? Are you doing something creative like a mixer, right? And so I personally love to take 5 minutes, and I love Pinterest collage feature specifically for this, because as you can see, I can put my piece in the middle and start to put other images and other pieces around it to really build out the feel and the vibe that I'm going for. And the other thing that you want to keep in mind as you're thinking about your focal piece and your hero piece that you're building this fit around, do you feel like it's strong enough on its own that you don't need to add color or texture or different structural elements? Because we've all heard that audio, if it's not interesting through shape, it needs to be interesting through texture. And if it's not interesting through texture, it needs to be interesting through color. And so as you're building out your vibe and you have your focal point, you can start to consider those textures and those pieces already in your wardrobe that you might want to play with this to make that vibe happen in real life. Now is the really good part. This is something I do once a week, and again, why my skills are so much sharper than they used to be, and that is to play dress up. Now, if you are rolling your eyes, girl, walk with me, okay? Because we want this process to be fun. So take a beat, play your favorite songs, pour yourself up something to drink, something to sip on. If you're hungry, have a little snack to calm the hunger, because you need to remind yourself that this is joyful. And part of having a fit and throwing a really good fit is having good energy and a good vibe to start with. I know I can't be the only one. I think I want to throw a fit, but then I let the process get too overwhelming. I end up frustrated and then back in the same t-shirt and jeans that I've been wearing for 3 days like a cartoon character, right? It happens to the best of us. So what I have learned is setting the vibe and making this an enjoyable experience really helps you to move through this process a lot easier and a lot quicker. As you're playing dress up, this is where you're gonna see how the colors are landing, what's working, what isn't, what textures are really vibing or not. And it's gonna help you also see kind of what needs to be adjusted. And as I'm saying all of this out loud, I'm thinking that this might have to turn into a mini series talking a little bit more about using texture, using patterns, mixing colors. And if that's something you feel like would be super helpful and you wanna see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because you're already picking up what I'm putting down, and I would hate for you to miss those videos when they drop. But rapid fire, the 3 things that I am always keeping in mind to make sure that the fit is giving what it needs to give before we get into accessorizing and finalizing and polishing off the details. 1, the neckline. So often, so often, an outfit easily falls apart because you are picking the wrong neckline. So if you are feeling like the pieces kind of work together but something is off, see if you have a neckline that you feel is actually working with you or against you. Having a smaller bust, I really do not like anything that is scoop neck. I don't like boat necks. Those just tend to make my shoulders look weirdly broad and then also take away from the rest of the fit, in my opinion. You'll notice for me, I like collared tops. I love crew neck tops. And then I might do a really deep plunge or a one shoulder top. I've been very into those recently as well. So those are little details that you can start playing around with to elevate and really serve the fit. The second thing that is really hard to figure out, but as you get better at this and practice more, it will become so much easier, I promise. That is where your top and your bottoms meet. Now, if you chose a jumpsuit or a dress, you're very wise here, and I don't blame you. I'm gonna talk about what might be throwing your fit off in a second for that. But when it comes to pairing your tops and your bottoms, the rise of your pants makes a huge difference. How long your top is makes a huge difference. Even an inch can really throw off a fit and just, you know, knock you off balance. Like, this really is a balancing act, and the littlest things do make the biggest difference when it comes to eating down and serving just the nastiest, like, I'm scared. You know how them aunties be. I'm scared of you. Who you going to see? Where you headed like that? Just, okay, no, I see you. So for me, you'll notice that's why I do a lot of crop tops, and specifically more that stop right under my bust or slightly lower, because I find that trying to get right at the midsection for me, because I have a small torso, those of y'all who know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The short torso struggle is so real finding crop tops. And then when it comes to the length of tops as well, right? You'll notice that a lot of my tops do not stop at my hips or at my like waist. They either are oversized and very long or very cropped, because that gives me personally a lot more to work with. So if you're struggling with things fitting together, that could be wise. You might be buying tops that are not the right length for the bottoms that you have. And all that means is you might have to do a little more adjusting, a little more styling, a little tuck here, some safety pin hacks there, right? Like, that's where you're gonna have to get a little bit more playful to serve the fit that you're going for. Then of course you wanna pay attention to where the bottom of your pieces meet your boots or your shoes, or they don't, right? Because we all want to avoid looking choppy in the leg, right? We all are not trying to serve like big calf energy. Not that there's anything wrong, but the goal is obviously not to work against the body that you have. So sometimes that does mean you might need to be reaching for longer hemlines, or you need to adjust. So that's why dressing up is also very important, and for you to have fun and be playful, because as you're whirling and you're twirling, you're really gonna feel what gives naturally and what is feeling off, in terms of like you think you're tugging at the top too much or you're pulling the skirt down too much. And this is the time where you might need to swap out some of the pieces to go with your hero piece. Don't swap out the hero piece. And the reason I say this is because you want to practice getting better at styling these pieces. That's why I wanted to pick something that was a little bit more challenging than a pair of jeans or a blazer, right? Like, those are kind of simple to troubleshoot and serve a fit. But when it comes to those kind of like intermediate pieces or those more statement feeling pieces, we tend to shy away from them because they feel like they're more work. So as you practice and as you play, you're gonna find how much easier the process will be. So keeping your hero piece, like in this case, it's a skirt. I'm gonna swap out different tops to see what's hitting and what isn't. I'm gonna swap out different boots to see what's going and what isn't as well, to get that silhouette that you're looking for. Also, something very sneaky that I want to add in as well, because you know me, I wanna make sure you have everything you need to serve and look and feel amazing. This is also the time you're gonna play around with colors, especially if you are somebody who wants to add more color or learn to color mix or play with patterns. If you're feeling like something is off a little bit, a very easy swap is picking the same, in this case a top, but in a different color. So instead of white, trying black. That's gonna let you know if the color is throwing off the outfit or the fit of the piece itself that you're trying to pair with your fit is throwing off the outfit. Moving into the fun part, accessorizing. A fit is not a fit without the right accessories, okay? Like, even the more pared down off-duty fits are done so well because they choose an unexpected boot. Maybe they just have the right cool girl sunglasses and things like that. This is one of those areas where as you go more, you're gonna find what your signature accessories are. And that's something that I would tell you is very, very important as you're looking to build a fit, right? Like, one of the things I'm known for when I'm putting a fit on is this double earring look. I get stopped about this every single time, and it's just a chubby ear cuff that I found paired with a regular pair of hoops. But that is just such a signature kind of like, ooh, okay, like she ate down, or small detail that really does elevate a look. It's the same with a good pair of sunglasses. Like, I'm seeing these ones on Amazon and all of our favorite influencers, And for good reason, because that little detail in the back is something so fun and unexpected. And that's what I want to challenge you when it comes to your accessories. I know a lot of girlies are gonna say minimal. I know a lot of girlies are trying to push fine jewelry and small and dainty. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, if you're looking to serve a fit, at least 1 to 2 of the accessories gotta hit. If it's not the shoes and the bag, then it's gotta be like the shoes and the jewelry. If it's not the shoes and the jewelry, it's gotta be the bag and the jewelry. You're like, something's gotta pop, baby girl. Like, you can't just go out, like, unless the outfit is so sickening. Like, you just have the structure and the color down and the accessories would really take away from it. You gotta be a little bit more bold here. And you're gonna find as you do this, it's gonna again become easier playing around with the hats, adding something unexpected. So the last piece of this that is the most important in my opinion is going to be documenting. Like, that's one of my favorite reasons that I created this space on YouTube, was to share my journey of how I was improving my style, learning to put things together, learning to make a fit, not just to be overly matchy, but how to play with those colors and how to really make it all work, especially for my body, and with pieces that not just look good now, but are pieces I'm gonna wanna wear and rewear and able to rewear year after year after year. So make sure as you're serving fits or you have outfits you really enjoy or pieces you enjoy, document that. Because one, you can go ahead and use that when you do the collage feature, because you might have noticed when I put together mine, all of the inspo was me. And I love to use myself as the muse because that also helps you to really get into your vibe, your outfits, and your looks, and come from a place of more authenticity and less worrying about the trends and what everyone else is wearing, and truly tapping into your amazing style and sense. If you're still with me to this point, you might as well go ahead and boop that like button and hit the follow button so you don't miss a video. And I'm curious which step you feel like you skip over the most, because I know for me it was the playing dress up. In my Virgo mind, I really thought that I could see the pieces in my head, and then when I would put them on, it would just go, and then I would be frustrated. But learning to incorporate dress up and play as part of my styling process, as part of my journey into fashion, it really has helped me to take my outfits to that next level. If you enjoyed this video and you want even more tips and tricks on how to elevate your style without having to buy anything new, girl, because I get it, in this economy, you might want to be making sure your coins are saved for better things. I have this entire playlist on how you can improve your style starting today with very easy tips and tricks using what you already own. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you over in that playlist.